Welcome in, everyone. Omaha.com, NEPrepZone.com, Z Long, more importantly, Stu Pospisil, which means it's time for Nebraska's track and field state championships. And Stu, we've already had a very entertaining spring. Lots of records have fallen.
Well, it's amazing, Z, because we've had such awful weather, and yet 29 athletes have chart marks, 29 chart marks on there. It's an all-time high. It's kind of surprising, but we've got a really good field and track of athletes this year.
Well, let's dig into it because we've had some world-class performances, bright futures for a lot of these kids. Let's go over to the girls' side. We've had a ton of all-time marks set already.
Well, DeJaz DeFrand of Lincoln High lays claim to fastest girl of all time in the state. 11.60 in the 100 meters, 23.84 in the 200. You know, we've had great sprinters like Chloe Kenatico from Bellevue West and Michaela Perry from a different generation, but you know, DeJaz is going to Florida State. She is solid, swept the 100, 200 last year. Her relay team is on the all-time charts as well this year. Could be a special weekend for her before she goes off to become a Seminole.
Yeah, some of the Twitter videos are unreal. You look at it and go, this isn't real. She's not beating people that bad. Well, yeah, she actually is.
She is.
Okay, another race to keep your eye on the girls' side, the 1,600-meter run. The mile is going to be very competitive.
4 of the top 10 all-time are in this race. You've got Stella Miner from Westside. You got Brianna Rinn from Southwest, Ellie Dahl from Fremont, and J.C. Sievers from Elkhorn South. 4 of the top 10 marks lining up against each other. Should be quite the spectacle, and may the best girl win.
Always love to say it, but it's the two most brutal races in state track is the 3,200 and the 1,600. Always fun when it's that type of athletes inside that race. Okay, over on the boys' side, we're going to start with could be a very rare feat, a potential distance sweep.
Yes, Gabe Hendricks from Elkhorn South. Last year came very close to pulling off the triple. This year he's going to be favored. He's leading the charts in all 3 events. He's number 2 all-time in the 1,600 Z. He's number 2 all-time in the 3,200. His time from last year in the 800 is 8th. So he's certainly a threat. It's going to depend maybe a little bit on the weather. The one that's going to be iffy, because it's the best competition, is going to be the 800 on Thursday afternoon. And it's a loaded field. That's the race that, if he can win, I think he's going to get the triple.
That's going to be something to behold. And speaking of which, Stu's going to have a feature on him. You're going to see that later today on Omaha.com and NEPrepZone.com.
Along with J.C. Sievers.
Right. So that should be one you should read. Speaking of other things you're going to read, another feature we're going to have, this young man, Jaylen, Lloyd, Malachi, Coleman. A lot has been made of these two during the track season.
Certainly. Malachi and Jaylen are both juniors. Malachi has gained Division I football offers.
A few.
Just a few so far. Jaylen is actually switching schools to Omaha Westside next year, so we'll see what his football career does there. But Jaylen on the charts in 4 events. He's in the 100, he's in the 200, long and triple jumps. He and Malachi are going to potentially should be in lanes 4 and 5 in Thursday's finals in the 100 and 200, and they have staged a couple great races. In the district final, Jaylen Lloyd 10.43, Malachi 10.46. That's 4 and 5 all time for electronic timing. No stopwatches. We're talking precise. Electronic timing in the 200, again from districts. Malachi 21.31, Jaylen 21.32.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, it's like that.
And those Twitter videos have been great to look at as well, because there's Vince Genatone, another kid that's ran really well. Some of those 100-meter dashes have been so close and so elite. It's kind of a treat. You just don't get to see that a lot.
No, it's a rare year, and hopefully the weather holds on this week that they get the best conditions.
Yeah, we're praying to whatever deity you pray to can the weather just leave state track alone for 4 days?
And leave the sports writers alone for 4 days.
Exactly. Give us a break there.
That's first, yeah.
All right, Stu, let's get into the team races. Who could we potentially be seeing raising trophies this week?
Well, my projections, which are based on season best marks, a lot of people look at the districts. Maybe in the days when you had to run all out in districts, now it's running to qualify, like Gabe Hendricks isn't necessarily the fastest in the 800 or 1600 coming out of districts. Anyway, my projections, Omaha Central, Fremont, Lincoln East, Miller North, Prep are all within, very close contention. Within 19 points, things can go either way. So I think Class A boys is going to be very exciting. Class B, Sydney looks to be the favorite. Waverly's going to contend as well. Maybe Norris and Aurora. Class C, Battle Creek and GICC look to be the cream. Harrington CC with Carson Noker, who was the all-class cross-country gold medalist last year. Barely got nipped by Gabe's time this year out at Kearney. He's worth a lot of points too. They're going to need some help to move up. North Platte, St. Pat's, and an Osceola team that with Isaiah Zelazny Jr. We saw some of him at the Nebraska Track and Field Festival this year. Osceola is going to be in the hunt. And for the Grand Championship, Fremont Central, Lincoln East, Sam Campos, somebody we haven't mentioned, just off the charts in the shot put, also is a favorite in the discus. He's going to lead the Spartan Hopes there along with Malachi Coleman.
That's going to be an exciting weekend.
Girls, Westside girls may take second in Class A to Southwest, but may have enough points to take the Grand Championship.
That's weird.
And it happens sometimes. Fremont's the defending champion in Class A. They're going to have to hope for some help from other people because I've got Southwest with a 28-point advantage over Fremont, which is staying in third, and Westside in between. Elkhorn North may get the Class B title. Arlington with Kaylin Goebbels and Keelan Green, basically a two-girl team except for the relay. They could give the Wolves some issues. It'd be fun to see. We haven't had a kind of a two-person team in a long time come up and win a class title. Class C, Chase County, Lincoln Lutheran, Harrington CC again, and in Class D, looks like Overton and potentially an Osceola chance for a boy-girl sweep.
The old sweep, right. Remember, folks, we're back to a 4-day event this year. We're talking classes A and B on Wednesday and Thursday, C and D, Friday and Saturday. At Burke Stadium, what's the best tip we always have for people?
Park at Westroads, take the shuttles. It's
Yeah.
going to be your best method of avoiding stress.
There you go. Speaking of avoiding stress, all the coverage, everything you need to know, going to be right there. Stu and the whole crew will be out there all week. And for Stu Pospisil, I'm Z Long, and you're on omaha.com.